Here's a wonderfully long, story-style script, around 8 minutes, that you can use for a YouTube video, podcast, or dramatic storytelling piece based on your text. It's written with a warm, engaging, and slightly reflective tone, the kind of style that hooks viewers and keeps them listening. Opening scene: soft music, images of Beverly Hills, shots of Kyle and Mauricio from over the years. Narrator: in the glimmering world of Beverly Hills, where every detail is magnified under the public eye, even the smallest change can make waves. And when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, those waves often turn into full-blown tsunamis. This time, it wasn't a public fight, an explosive dinner party, or a broken wine glass that caused the stir. It was a single word, or rather, the quiet removal of it. We're talking about Kyle Richards, the OG Beverly Hills housewife whose marriage to Mauricio Umansky has long been held up as a shining example in a franchise known for its broken relationships. But as season 14 unfolded, so did the cracks in their picture-perfect world. Cut to old photos of Kyle and Mauricio, wedding day footage, family vacations. Kyle and Mauricio had been together for nearly 3 decades, raising 4 beautiful daughters and building an empire that many envied. On social media, Kyle proudly wore the badge of wife, a single word in her Instagram bio that seemed to sum up her identity, her loyalty, her love, and the image she projected to millions of fans. But behind the glam, something had shifted. Rumors of trouble had been swirling for months, and when photos of Mauricio kissing another woman at an airport in Greece surfaced, Kyle could no longer ignore reality. Cue emotional music, images of the scandalous photos blurred out, headlines flashing. Kyle had a decision to make. Should she keep wife in her bio, holding onto a title that now felt hollow? Or should she take a bold step, a step that would signal to the world, and to Mauricio, that she was moving on? In Season 14, Episode 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show, we finally got a glimpse into her thought process. Kyle shared that removing wife was not easy. It had been her identity for so long that it felt like cutting off a part of herself. But after seeing those photos, she knew she had to get the ball moving. She admitted, "I knew that in me doing that, people would talk about it because everything is being looked at through a magnifying glass. So I thought, well, this is not just a little step. I know that people are going to talk about it, so it's actually a bigger step because it's also letting people know I am also moving on." Cut to Kathy Hilton speaking in her confessional. And then came Kathy Hilton, Kyle's older sister and no stranger to headline-making opinions. Kathy revealed that she wouldn't have taken wife off her bio so publicly. "I probably personally would not have taken wife off because that would show my cards, and I would not want him to know that I'm really thinking about it," Kathy explained. "That's why I don't unfollow people if you have a disagreement, because why give them that attention?" It was a very Kathy take, strategic, private, and rooted in the old-school Hollywood mindset of controlling the narrative at all costs. Cut to Sutton Strake and Garcelle Beauvais laughing over wine. Meanwhile, Sutton Strake offered her own brand of Southern wisdom. She shared that during her own divorce from Christian Strake, her therapist advised her to change the locks. "It took me years to do it," Sutton admitted. "But it was a symbolic move, a way of reclaiming power and creating a new boundary." Garcelle, always one to keep it real, was firmly on Kyle's side. "Listen, seeing those pictures with Mao, I would have absolutely taken wife off my Instagram, and I would have changed the locks," Garcelle declared, clinking her glass with Jennifer Tilly and Sutton. Cut to Dorrit Kemsley reflecting, shots of her looking pensive. Even Dorrit Kemsley weighed in, saying she believed Kyle felt embarrassed by Mauricio's public display of affection. Removing wife, Dorrit thought, was Kyle's way of regaining control over a narrative that was spiraling fast. Dorrit also pointed out something subtle but powerful. Kyle didn't just remove wife. She also removed Umansky from her display name, a symbolic shedding of an identity she had carried for decades. Cut to shots of Kyle alone, working out, spending time with her daughters. For Kyle, these moves weren't just petty social media gestures, they were milestones in a journey of rediscovery. After years of being Mrs. Umansky, She was finally reclaiming her own name, her own story, and her own strength. Through all of this, one thing became clear. The women of Beverly Hills may live in a world of designer gowns and million-dollar mansions, but when it comes to heartbreak, they're just like us. They grieve, they struggle to let go, and they make those small but powerful moves to protect themselves, even if it starts with a single word in a bio. Music swells, montage of supportive comments from fans, footage of Kyle smiling with her daughters. Whether you side with Kathy's cautious approach or Garcelle's decisive one, there's no denying that Kyle's decision struck a chord with viewers around the world. It reminded us that sometimes the first step to healing isn't a grand public statement. It's a quiet act of self-love. A line in the sand. A deep breath before the next chapter. As we watch Kyle step into her new era, one thing is certain. She may have taken wife out of her bio, but she's added something far more powerful, her own voice.